right, now we're going to talk about the vertical form of an equation. Most times when we see an equation, they're horizontal like this. The reason that this line is a horizontal line is because it goes across the horizon. You might not know what the horizon is, so I'm going to tell you. When you look out, imagine you're outside, and you look out across the street or across the pasture or across whatever you're looking out over, when you see the place where the land meets the sky, which it doesn't ever meet the sky, but it looks like it's meeting the sky. The place where the land looks like it meets the sky, that's the horizon, okay? So if you say, oh, it's out over the horizon, that means it's a long ways away, kind of by that imaginary line where the land meets the sky. And that's why we call this a horizontal line, because it comes from the word horizon. Okay, so that's a horizontal line. And most equations we see are horizontal like this. But our equations can also be vertical. And that does not change them. It does not mess them up. Okay? This is a vertical line. A vertical line goes up and down, straight up and down. Okay? And if we had a vertical equation, it would look like this. It has 9. Our plus sign goes off to the side, and our 4 goes right below the 9, right across from the plus sign, okay? See how that's all lined up nice and neat? That's really important that we make them lined up nice and neat, because when we get to adding bigger numbers, it's easier to see what's happening as long as they're lined up nice and neat, okay? So make sure you always line your vertical equations up nice and neat. And then we have 13. And I want to show you that my 3 goes right under my 9 and my 4, because that's my 1's place. Okay, my 10's place is over here, and so my 1 goes over beside it, okay? Remember, we have to keep them nice and neat, or it makes it really hard when we get to adding bigger numbers, okay? So when we write a vertical equation, we want it to be nice and neat. Now, we are going to look on page 32. So I want you to open to page 32. All right, and number 4 on page 32 says 8 and 5 make how, can you see that? Yeah, how many? 8 and 5 make how many? All right, that's kind of a word problem. All we have to do is they want us to, let's look at the directions and see what they want us to do. You should always read the directions. Show 3 ways. Write the equation, the vertical form, and the math mountain. Use a box to show the unknown number. That's really important. They don't want us to solve these equations. They just want us to write them. So this is going to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We got to show 3 ways to write it. We know that one way to write this would be the horizontal way. 8 plus 5 equals box, because we have 8 and 5, so we know it's going to be a plus. 8 and 5 make how many? So we're looking for our total, okay? So we could write it vertically. We could make a math mountain. 8 and 5 make how many? Or we could write it vertically. 8 and 5 make how many? Okay? Like I said, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Go ahead and write those 3 ways that we could write an equation on number 4. We have the vertical form, we have a math mountain, and we have, oh, whoops, I meant the horizontal form. We have the horizontal form, a math mountain, and the vertical form, okay? Now, we can do that with all of these. We're going to do one more together, and then I'll have you do the rest on your own. So let's look at number 5 together. All right, number 5 says 7 and, so we already know. I'm going to go ahead and start writing it, because as I read it, I can see what I need and I can write it. 7 and what number? 7 and what number? So that means that we don't know what number yet. So that's going to be our box. 7 and what number make is the same as equals, make 15. Okay, so 7 and what number make 15? That's one way to write it. That's my horizontal way. Check 1. Now I've got to get a second way. Let's do a math mountain. 7 and we don't know. make 15. 15 is our total. It goes at the top. All right, and then let's do our vertical form. 7 and what number equals 15? Okay, remember in a vertical equation, our equal sign looks different. It's just a straight across line instead of two little lines, okay? So, there we go. I want you to do 6 and 7 on your own, okay? And then you can do check understanding too, because it's pretty easy. So, finish page 32 on your own. Thank you.